Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to meet the news on global television coming to you live from the nation's capital. Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. You can download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. President Bola Tinubu has approved the redeployment of 4 federal permanent secretaries as part of ongoing efforts to strengthen the operations of the federal civil service and enhance service delivery. A statement issued by the Director of Information and Public Relations Office of the Head of Service of the Federation, Eno Olotu, explained that the move aligns with President Tinubu's reform agenda and is aimed at boosting operational efficiency and innovation across the ministries. Adding that the reassignment is part of the continuous efforts to enhance operational efficiency, foster innovation, and strengthen service delivery across the federal civil service. The federal government has announced that it is seeking investment of 1.5 trillion naira in the country's medical education within the next 5 years. Minister of Education Dr. Tunji Alausa stated this in Abuja during the inauguration of the Ministerial Committee on Third-Fund High-Impact Intervention Projects for Medical Schools Rehabilitation across the 6 geopolitical zones. This is even as it has allocated over 110 billion naira to 18 public universities to boost enrollment into medicine and surgery, pharmacy, dentistry, and nursing programs. Barring any last-minute changes, the People's Democratic Party's National Working Committee and Governors Forum are scheduled to hold a strategic meeting on May 11th to address the wave of defections and other challenges facing the party. A trusted senior member of the NWC who requested to remain anonymous due to lack of authorization to speak on the matter exclusively told newsmen that the governors are scheduled to meet with the party leadership on May the 11th. The meeting will focus on strategies to prevent certain members from leaving the party, the issues of the National Secretary, and other matters impacting the party. The Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) condemned the failure of several state governors to fully implement the new minimum wage and consequentially salary adjustment, with some states only adding a mere 5,000 naira to the workers' pay. The Congress President, Joe Ajero, raised the concern in Abuja at the 6th national agenda. I will go for a short break right now. When we come back, the new midday news continues in a moment. Please stay with us.
Do you know that global television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch global television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to global television.
you know that Global Television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch Global Television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to Global Television.
President Bola Tinubu says Nigeria will not bow to the whims of local and foreign elements who try to undermine the country's security. Tinubu assured the armed forces of his administration's support, which he said would be evident in prioritized welfare. Encouraging the troops, Tinubu says the federal government stands firmly behind them. Katsina State Commandant of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Aminu Ahmed, has deployed 2,160 personnel in preparation for the presidential working visit in the state. The state commandant stated this while briefing senior management staff of the command in a special meeting held at the command headquarters in Katsina. President Tinubu is scheduled to visit the state for a two-day working visit across the state. Security operatives surrounded the official residence of the Galadima of Kano following the controversial emergence of two individuals claiming the revered traditional title. The turbaning of the two individuals followed the recent passing of the former Galadiman Kano, Alhaji Abbas Sanusi, creating a vacuum which both factions sought to fill. The Kano Emirates have been plugged into leadership crisis following the controversial reinstatement of Muhammadu Sanusi as the emir by the state government 4 years after his removal from the throne. Not fewer than 70 persons have lost their lives within several other injuries following suspected headers attack in various communities areas of Benue State. In this report, Felicita Indiri looked at the various on-the-spot visits of government officials to these areas to ascertain the levels of devastation and the federal government's interventions in the worsening insecurity in the state.
Governor of Benue State, Hisense Alia, has urged citizens to remain law-abiding amidst the insecurity attacks in the state. Visiting some parts of Gwe East following the destruction of some areas by some youth for on-the-spot assessment, the Executive Secretary Sema has this to say.
The youths or people of this area will mobilize to attack the traditional stool of their people. It's sacrilege. It's very bad. It's unthinkable.
Some residents say, with the current measures put by the present administration, relative peace will return to the state and the displaced persons will return to their ancestral homes.
I can assure you that steps will be taken to address this problem. There are many things that we have had, private briefing, and of course from the traditional rulers, that will require reinvigorated effort to address the problems.
The governor of Benue State, Hisense Alia, has urged citizens to remain law-abiding amidst the insecurity attacks in the state.
Please, my dear people, don't take any laws into your hands. I've listened to you. I will get back. I will still come back to meet with you and to see you. Let's be very, very lawful. If anything disturbs you, I'm here for you and for your services.
For years, communities in Benue State have endured continuous attacks by armed men suspected to be Fulani herders, leading to the numerous deaths and displacement of thousands. Over 60% of the state's inland waterways are frequently used by the attackers as escape routes into neighboring states and even Cameroon. Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala stated that the newly approved Naval Command will serve as a strategic base for full operational deployment along the riverine areas.
Looking at Benue State and its strategic location, covering the vast expanse of the River Benue, we have a great role to play in this regard. The Nigerian Navy, being the principal maritime force for this nation, is charged with the protection of the nation's territorial integrity and sovereignty, particularly in the maritime domain.
Governor Hyacinthe earlier described the Naval Command in North Bank, Makurdi, as a vital step towards tackling security challenges in the state.
Our waterways in the state are quite vast and long, but unfortunately unguarded. And the number of attacks we've experienced came through the waterways. Little or no powers to trace.
The chief of naval staff was later accompanied by the governor to the 179 hectares of land allocated for the base.
And I believe that the issue of insecurity, by the time we are here, of course most of this insecurity come from the waterways, and of course you can see the waterway just over there. If they know that we are here and we are operating from here, I think that they will not have the freedom of movement and the freedom of maneuver which they seem to have for some time now.
First thing, you have a land, you secure it, and then you stem all the arguers and those who want to come in and create some problems out. So I'm happy that a lot of perimeter fencing is already done. I want to think that over 50-60% of it is already achieved.
Benue State, as the food basket of the nation, plays a vital role in Nigeria's food security framework. With this, the Nigerian Navy, in collaboration with other security agencies, has pledged to help restore peace, improve livelihoods, and stimulate the local economy.
The suspended senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, countered a United States-based activist, Dr. Sandra Duru, who alleged a plot to frame Senate President Godswill Akpabio. The lawmaker, in a statement issued by Media Aid Israel, Orobulo, said all recorded conversations played in Duru's live stream were manipulated. Duru, popularly known as Prof. Mbeki, in a Facebook live broadcast that lasted 1 hour and 8 minutes, accused Akpoti-Uduaghan of offering her $200 million to fabricate allegations against Akpabio. The Director General of the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Dr. Jide Idris, said the country recorded 832 confirmed cases of Lassa fever and mpox between January and April. Idris, who said this at the National Health Security Press Briefing in Abuja, noted that the country also recorded 135 deaths from the disease in 2025. He, however, said the agency remains steadfast in its mandate to protect public health by providing timely, transparent, and accurate health information. The Umagwavu ethnic nationality in Mangu local government area of Plateau State have lamented the loss of over 600 lives to herdsmen attacks on their communities over the past 2 years. The national president of the youth movement, Kiswamang Yusuf, made the statement. According to the ethnic group, more than 65,000 villages have also been displaced and 6,111 houses destroyed as a result of the attacks. You are watching the live broadcast of Midday News. When Midday News returns, Meta threatens Facebook, Instagram shutdown over $290 million fine. Details coming shortly, plus foreign and sports stories on the other side of this bulletin. Please stay with us. Welcome back. In business, Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, has threatened to suspend both platforms in Nigeria, citing unrealistic regulatory demands and nearly $290 million in fines from 3 government agencies. The warning outlined court filings follows a failed legal challenge to penalties that Nigerian authorities insist must be paid by the end of June 2025. In July 2024, the FCCPC issued a statement accusing Meta of briefing local consumers and data protection regulations through its data sharing practices on Facebook and WhatsApp. Nigerian carrier Air Peace says it will cancel and delay more flights due to safety concerns if the need arises. It said such decisions are not taken for fun of it. The airline also said its business priority isn't profits but safety, though it has more aircraft than the authorities scheduled daily. Air Peace says this in a statement in reply to the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority's warning that the airline operates in accordance with its available aircraft, insinuating that the airline was operating more routes than its available aircraft. Ride-hailing drivers in Lagos are escalating their fights against Uber, Bolt and InDrive, and also Lagride, announcing a planned petition to the State Assembly and threatening to abandon global apps for homegrown alternatives after a disruptive May Day strike. The Amalgamated Union of App-Based Transporters of Nigeria, which led a 24-hour strike on May the 1st, says in a statement that drivers would escalate actions by picketing the offices of the companies if there is no intervention. About 5,000 drivers in Africa's largest city logged off their apps for 24 hours, snelling ride-hailing services in a coordinated protest led by WACTIN's Lagos State Council under Comrade Jaisimi Olalabi. The Presidential Initiative on Compressed Natural Gas Chief Executive Officer Michael Oluwagbemi has announced a 40% transport fare reduction for commuters boarding CNG-powered taxis from the popular Area 1 motor park in Garki, Abuja. The initiative's CEO made the announcement at the field press briefing in Area 1 Park in Abuja after the successful conversion of over 50% vehicles at the park to compressed natural gas fueling. It said the initiative is part of efforts to cushion the harsh effect of fuel subsidy removal, adding that the 40% fare discount was specifically introduced to ease the high transport fare burden placed on Nigerians. On the foreign scene, U.S. President Donald Trump posted a spoof picture of himself dressed as the Pope on his Truth social platform after joking that he would like to be the next Catholic pontiff. The president is seen in what appears to be an AI-generated colored image, which is right index finger pointed towards the sky, wearing papal regalia, including white robes, a gold crucifix, pendant, and the meteor heart. It comes after Trump joked to reporters this week that he would like to be the next pope, just days before cardinals are due to start the conclave to elect the successor of Pope Francis, who died on April 21st. Authorities in northwest Spain have rescued 3 siblings who were allegedly kept in strict isolation by their parents for over 3 years, continuing extreme lockdown conditions.
know that Global Television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch Global Television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to Global Television.
We sincerely apologize for that breach in transmission. But in sports, Atlanta forward Ademola Lookman is poised for a high-profile summer transfer with Spanish giants Atlético Madrid now among the clubs vying for his signature. Despite having a contract with Atlanta that runs until June 2027, the Nigerian international is expected to depart Bogano at the end of the season. The Serie A club are reportedly willing to sell the 27-year-old if their €60 million valuation is met, with several European powerhouses monitoring the situation. Flying Eagles head coach Aliou Zubairu has downplayed concerns about Morocco's Europe-based contingent ahead of their next Under-20 African Cup of Nations group stage clash between, insisting Nigeria will approach the fixture with its own tactical plan regardless of their opponent. Nigerians began their campaign at the June 30th stadium in Cairo with a narrow 1-0 win over Tunisia on Thursday and through a composed first-half finish by Awal Ibrahim after a clever assist from Odinaka in Kiru. And that's it on Global TV Midday News. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all our social media platforms that are showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. You can download the Global TV Nigerian app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. I am Godwin Sunday. Thank you for watching.
Oh